What is going on, everyone? On this episode, we're going to install some gates from Tractor Supply. This could be a temporary gate, permanent gate, a farm gate, whatever you want to do with it. It's all up to you. So these two 10-foot gates here at Rice Acres is going to be a temporary construction gate while we build our house, just to keep, people out, especially when the fence is completed here and when the house goes under construction. It's a deterrent. It's not a foolproof security gate, but it keeps, the honest people out while we're doing construction here and keep people off our property, because there's a lot of people who are nosy. We all know that. So we're going to install these two 10-foot gates, and it comes with the hardware. So if you have a 10-foot opening, you frame it or make the opening 10 foot wide. The gate itself is 9'9", and they give you the hardware that comes with it. So they give you the room for the hinges and give you the room to make the adjustments that you need to already as a factor. So you just make your opening 10 foot. They make these 12 foot, 16 foot, whatever. But we made a 20 foot opening with two 10 foot gates. So we are going to install these now. They're very simple. I'm a little underprepared this time with the size of the wrench I need, but we're going to show you how they go in. It's just basically drill a hole in the wood and you just thread in basically lag bolt style hinges. The one on the bottom is welded, the one on the top is adjustable, so you can make your adjustments and flip them. This way you can put it down and it locks it in place. So we're going to do that now. We're going to show you how we're going to drill a hole. We're going to show you that we're going to take a wrench and screw it in manually. That's where I'm a little underprepared, because the wrench I have is a little too small. I left my big wrench in my tractor. So let's get into it, guys. Very simple. So like I was saying, the bottom hinge is welded, and they give you this piece of chain here, basically is your latch that comes with it too as well. And this top hinge is adjustable. So then I'm going to have one facing up to grab the one facing down to grab the top, and the one on the bottom facing up to grab the bottom. This way it locks it in place. And you can see we got them resting here. This is our 20-foot opening. We got two 10-foot gates. So it's kind of cool they give you the hardware. And right now, while I'm shooting this video, these were on sale for $118 each. So that's pretty good. And you can see it's just a really big lag bolt style hinge that it just rests on. So we're going to use I'm going to just double check either a 1/2 inch drill bit or a little bit smaller, because I don't want to make the hole too big when I thread these in. But we basically got to make the bottom measurement so this hinge, holds the bottom enough off the ground, and then we'll keep this one up top here like this, and we'll make the adjustments where we need it so we can have this thing off the ground and clear the ground. So it looks like a 1/2 inch drill bit should be good. We're going to do some measurements here off the bottom for this bottom hinge, and we're going to mark it on the pole or the post. So the bottom hinge we want off the ground, it's 6 inches, so we'll probably make the bottom about 7 inches. And this gate is 50 inches tall. My posts are about 51 inches out of the ground, but they're also temporarily for 52. So we want this off the ground just a little bit here. So I'm thinking maybe even a little bit more. So let's make the bottom, I think 8 inches off the ground should work. So let's get our first one drilled here. Then we're going to rest it on there, loosen this top hinge up, and then we'll get that marked and drilled as well. So we're going to do 8 inches off the ground roughly, and center of the post, 1.75 inches. Drill our first one. Actually, I think this is going to go all the way through the post, because it's probably made for a 6x6, but that's all right. This is just temporary for us. I wonder if I could leave it out just a little bit, but we'll see. We might have to go all the way through. So this is where I wish I had the bigger adjustable, so I could grab this, but we just got the small one here, but this may work. I don't think it's going to take too much to go through. I'm just going to spin it around. You can use some channel locks too if you want. Might be even a little easier because it'll stay on there, but we're going to use a pair of adjustables. So you can see this is really made for a 6x6 post, but we got 4x4s. I didn't want to waste the money on 6x6s because I'm going to eventually keep this 4x4 post when I shrink down this opening permanently. Use a pair of channel locks. Actually, they grip a little better anyway. So it's just manual turning it. So I mean, these gates are 41 pounds, so they're not too heavy. So it doesn't really need much to hold them up. But I know I'm going to probably drill, get this lag bolt pretty much through so there's enough room. And later on, if I have to, I may have to just change this post out if it does damage overall long term, because I don't know how long it's going to be before I actually build a house here. It's going to take a little bit. Gotta sell the other one first, guys. But it's just a slow process. I don't think it's a bad deal though, guys, for you know, temporary gate or a farm gate or a permanent gate on your hunting property. 118 bucks with some hardware. Obviously you need to have some posts in the ground for it already. So really, some concrete, some, like I said, 6x6 would probably be the better option, but this is just temporary for us. But permanently, this would probably be better to do on a 6x6. But I mean, really, you could have a gate probably for less than 200 bucks with concrete and 2 6x6s. I think the 6x6 posts right now are like 35 each where we are. I mean, you can get away with a 4x4 like this, but it's not ideal. But it works. You know, it'll work here. So we're just gonna rest this on here just to see what I think. Yeah, not too shabby. Maybe go with that pre-made area where it's at here. Let's see. We're gonna have to move it out of the way anyway. So this is adjustable for your up and down and left to right to really center it. I'll drill the other one, maybe about right there. So depending on your elevation of your properties, depending on where you have to drill these, a little bit to adjust it to clear. But we're gonna get this one drilled in here, guys. Get this thing adjusted and mounted. And that'll be it for that. And then we do the same thing to the other side. And you got some temporary gates. All right, that time we drilled all the way through, so we get no splitting. So what happens is this is going to adjust down. And grab that. Once it's in, and we'll adjust that up. All right, I'm gonna get this one put in. You'll need me to watch me do this 16 times over and over again. So we'll be back. So I kept these hinges really close together because I wanted it tight. So I gotta completely take this off to get it on. Because I could have left more spacing. This way I could have just left this whole thing on, but I want it really tight. Yeah, I could have left this up a little higher, so it gave me all this adjustability here without actually taking the hinge all the way off. I'm going to take it all the way off because I wanted it super tight. Now all I'll do is I'll just get that underneath there and up, and then get the bolt back through. Yeah, you can put a block of wood underneath the side to help jack it up if you need to, or have a buddy help you. We'll get this bolt back through and the nut on it. Yeah, having a buddy on the other end or a block of wood would be a little easier, but sometimes I like to do things the hard way. That's because I'm stubborn. So I want to drop that a bit. There we go. Get this nice and tight without breaking it, because sometimes I over tighten everything and snap things. Sometimes you just don't know your own strength. So what's nice about this too, it comes with the actual chain to like lock it together or like hold it together. But I'm going to put a lock on it anyway. Lock them together. Of course you can use a socket to do this too. I wouldn't use an impact because you end up snapping the bolt. But just a regular ratchet or whatever would work great too, but like I said, I came late today. Alright, so based on the elevations where you need to set your hinges, but we want it nice and tight to the ground. Clears everything, swings fully open. There's a little bit of a hump in the property there, but that's okay. Make sure it clears everything. Now we have a gate, guys. So you can see what I mean here. You have one hinge, lag bolt hinge facing down and one facing up, and that's what locks it together. Obviously somebody could just cut the padlock, or they could loosen this nut here and still get in, or just crash through the wood. I mean, but that's how you lock the gate on there. But it comes with all this hardware, and it comes with that little chain laying on the ground there, which I'll show you how it hooks into this. If it's like a temporary farm gate or a farm gate that stays permanently, you can just latch on there real easy and keep your cattle or whatever back. They're navy blue. They make them in black. They make them with wire mesh. They make all different versions of it. They make different colors. But for temporary, I got what was on sale, and it's gonna work just fine, guys. So now we're gonna do the other side and get these together, and I'll show you the latching mechanism on it. All right, we got the other lag bolts in. We're going to set this one and hopefully it clears everything on the ground. If not, we're going to have to scrape it a little bit. We're going to turn this around so the nut's facing inside, even though it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know how to take it apart. All right, so both gates are together now. Keep in mind, my elevation from this side to that side is different, so the gates are off height-wise a little bit. Now, if this was a permanent install, I'd be setting up a laser level and getting it perfectly level. But they give you this chain, so you can do like a quick latch. You got these little latches right here. You can slide that chain through. And then you can either wrap it around, whatever, and they give you this little carabiner that you can stick through there. And just, you know, as a temporary keep it together type of deal, that works well, you know, especially for like a farm or whatever where you're just keeping animals out. You can just do that. You don't have to put like a lock on it. So overall, guys, it looks good. Like I said, the elevation's a little different just because the elevation of the ground's a little different. This is just a temporary gate for me. You know, like I said, if it was permanent, I'd be doing a laser level and getting it all fancy and everything nice and level, but it's not. It's temporary. So it was a very quick install. I mean, without filming, I mean, probably would have taken me maybe 15, 20 minutes just to drill 4 holes and put those lags in, maybe a little bit longer, you know, sitting there with the lags. It worked for me, but I did 8 inches off the ground and then 35 center to center between the hinges. That works out, you know, worked out well for me because I wanted that top adjustable, what are they called? The little clevis thing. Wow, brain fart. The hinge. Wow. See what happens when you get old? So I wanted that top hinge to be tight against that bar. You could have made it 36, 37, 38, 39, even in between center to center from hinge, and it would work out fine. But I wanted 8 inches off the ground. It clears everything. And it was a very simple install, guys. And like I said, during the filming of this video, hopefully it's still on sale for you guys, but it was $118 each with the gate and the hardware and the chain. So 2 of these cost me with tax like $250 to do a 20-foot opening. I don't think that's that bad. Obviously you have to have a post, so say if you got $250 for 2 10-foot gates and 2 6x6 posts, that's another $70, so that's what, $320 and some concrete, so about $350 you could probably say overall, you know, with a lock and a chain or whatever, to build a 20-foot opening, either farm gate, temporary gate, or make this your permanent gate. Just make sure you make it level. Just don't, you know, measure off the ground. Make sure your elevation's the same so they look good. But like I said, this is temporary, so who cares? That's it, guys. Very simple install. I just wanted to show you guys while I did this, so maybe it could help somebody out there on YouTube. And, you know, that's what I'm here for. That's why I started this channel, and that's why I rebranded, to show you more besides just fishing. But if you haven't been here before, we cover everything from fishing, kayak fishing, construction, trucks, diesel tractors, everything. So I appreciate you guys stopping by and checking out this video. As always, be safe on the water. I will catch you on the water, or I'll see you here from Rice Acres. See you guys soon. Oh, and one more thing before I go. So with a 10-foot gate, a 12-foot gate, 16-foot gate, make your opening the actual size that you are buying the gate for, whether it's 10, 12, 14, 16. Make a 16-foot opening because the gates are going to be 3 inches shorter to leave room for the hinges and all the hardware to make it work right. So just keep that in mind. Just frame your opening as a full 16, 14, 12, or 10 feet. And then the gate itself already has the math in it involved to keep it 3 inches short to make room for your hinges and your hardware. So now that's it. I'll see you guys soon.